Hello, my beautiful friends. Today we're going to talk about meditation. I get a lot of questions, especially from Mr. Simon. Yeah, I'm going to reference you a lot on this channel, Simon. You are wonderful because he asks me insightful questions. And the one he keeps asking me about, he's like, please make a video about meditation. How do you do it? What is it? Where is it? How do you achieve that state? And if you've done it for a while, you'll know that the answer you give to that question makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense because you don't try to meditate. There is no doing of anything. It's an allowing. It's a releasing. It's a surrendering into the stillness and the power of the moment. It's any thought that comes into your head. You just witness it. You see it. You observe it. But you don't have a reaction to it. You don't validate it, even if it's a good thought. You don't send any more of that conscious thought energy into it, because that's what we do. We are designed to be, so beautifully intelligent, so conscious. So anytime we have an idea come to us, we start to play out this mind game where we go down a side path for a while and we start to say, I could start that business, but I would need to meet somebody. And then you start to think about all the different connections you need to have. And I'd have to go out to the store and I have to get this, and this, all this different equipment. And then maybe while I'm there, I can look into subscriptions to different applications. And the next thing you know, 20 minutes go by, 30 minutes go by, and a lot of energy has been spent, not with source, not with God, not in a higher state of being, but usually devolving into our own ego mind, where it's control, control, control. You want to control the exact outcome. A, B, C, add them all up and you get D, the big D. And so it's very difficult in today's world to sort of step back, take the hands off the wheel, and just allow space for unfinished thoughts to pass by, to just stream through you without having a reaction to them, without having to play with them, without giving them any of your time, your energy, or your intuitive capabilities. And that really allows the soul to be set free from the ego. And when you finally do that, when the waters of the mind are calm, they're serene, they're flat, that allows spirit to come in and to speak through you, to act through you. And that's more so the point of meditation. It's not about going somewhere to get something. It's about staying within, in the stillness, in the silence, to achieve a state of being in which you need nothing, so then you can become everything. This allows the ego to finally settle down so that it can play along and become one with our higher self, the God self. And a lot of times that's difficult to do, especially, I like to say this is the most amazing time to be alive and also the worst. It's not actually the worst, but we have the most distractions. You can wake up in the morning and immediately you turn over. You just woke up, you're all groggy, you're like, oh shit, what's going on, man? And you turn over and you turn on your phone and you got like 20 updates, you got a couple text messages, maybe you got your boss already emailing you, you got a missed call, you have bills to pay, You got to play a couple rounds of Clash of Clans. I get it. I understand. Morning poops are important. And what you do on the toilet stays on the toilet. For you. Subjectively speaking. You can do whatever you want there. I like to play games and look at memes on my phone. That's me time. But you also need the me time where you let go of everything of the mind. You release the attachments of the mind. Because when you completely detach from the five senses of this world, especially one so polluted with imagery all the time, just bombarding our consciousness, that allows the higher states, God, source, Allah, higher self, angels, whatever you want to call it, whatever you feel comfortable calling it, these higher consciousness thoughts to stream through you. The only time you hear them is when you disconnect from everything that you are feeding the mind, because the mind will keep going. The ego will keep going. The ego has a vested interest in never accessing higher consciousness, because that means that the ego doesn't have to change. The ego has constructed a prison cell for you based off of your belief system, and it can thrive in that cell. However, your soul, your spirit, your blueprint, the divine reason that you were put here, we were all put here for a reason. If you're here, it means you have a higher calling. Hey, dude, relax. My dog sees a squirrel. Ajax, come here. Just take it easy. Take it easy. So that divine blueprint, we all have one of those. And we have to allow that space for the mind to still in order to receive the intuitive nudges from it to speak through us. Otherwise, we're playing the game backwards. We all have desires. You know, desire is natural. Everyone's got them. And most of the time, what we're taught is, hey, if you want something, you have to work for it. You have to do things for it. You have to go get a job for it. Instead of living from the state of being of already having it in the mind and allowing the intuition of already having that thing present speak through you, it will lead you to different actions, different states of being in which it can manifest quicker for you. It can come into your experience quicker for you. So let's get into, that was a crazy long introduction for meditation. I want to talk about two distinct different types. So we're going to talk about, firstly, the stillness in the mind. That type of meditation. This is very good for mindfulness. This is good for emotional control, anxiety, depression, any type of mental health disease that you may be subjected to right now, you do not need to keep. And having a meditation practice is very important for your mental health because it allows you to detach for a period of time from everything in the world. And then once you finally get a taste, just a little taste of source, you get a taste of God and that connection with him or her or whatever you want to call him, it will be much easier for you to release your attachment to whatever that anxiety is, that depression is, the mental strains that you're going through. It makes it easier for you to detach. And then as you get better, you can translate this into a walking meditation, or you can call it stoicism, which is really just a practice of pure mindfulness, which is ironic. It's mindfulness. It's really mind emptiness, where there's no emotional reaction to things that happen because they're not happening to you. You don't take it personally. It just is what it is. And you still stay within that meditative space, the higher self, where you focus on the dream vision. Now let's talk about that dream vision real quick. as you go through life, I don't want anyone to just react their way through life. It's better to respond. And if somebody does you harm, forgive them. If they do it 7 times in one day, forgive them all 7 times. But always help them. Always push them. Not physically push them. Don't be doing that shit. You know? But push people towards the light. Push them towards a higher understanding. Alleviate the stressors on others, but do not judge them. For to judge them means that you yourself shall be opened up to judgment. Judging is down here. It's a lower state of being. It's a lower vibration. You don't need that shit. It's like anger. Think about it. I get to see this. Front row tickets, by the way. Gotta get my coffee. I got front row tickets every day to watching my dad get mad. I shouldn't say that. You know, hopefully he sees the light and he starts listening to some of the things that I keep saying. Hopefully. But I get to watch him interact with Fox News. And it's hilarious watching a middle-aged man get angry at a television screen. But the more I think about it, the more I meditate on it, who's holding that anger? Who's holding that angst? Is it the people on the screen? Are it the leaders of the world or whoever's committing the crimes or these people or those? It doesn't matter. They're just faces and they're always going to be there. But you don't have to pay them any mind. But the anger that swells up in him, he's the one that has to hold that. And the more of that you hold, the more of that you will unleash on others. And the energy that you give to the universe is what you will receive back. So be very keen as to what you allow into your temple, up here, up into your mind, and what you focus on. Your focus, your thought energy is so important when it comes to the world. Sure, you can get the spiritual, the hyper spiritual fixation of like, I'm gonna manifest things. A tinfoil hat. Don't get crazy, okay? Don't get crazy with it. You can get a little spicy. We'll get into that. But it's not just all about me. What can I achieve? What can my spirituality allow me to receive? When you go through a spiritual awakening, it's not that you're better than everyone else. It's that now you understand that you have intuitive powers. You have these psychic abilities. You can perceive things at a higher level. You receive so much intuition. And it's not so that you can just tower over everyone and, yeah, I'm better than you. It's so that you can bring it back down here. So you can bring it to earth, so you can share it, you can give it to others, you can spread the light like a lighthouse in a tumultuous storm. That's the point. So take that intuition, take the spiritual awakening that you go through to work on your internal self-love. And you radiate that outwards to everyone. And that allows other people the space to finally forgive themselves. And as we do this on a mass scale for all of humanity, the problems that we face will evaporate as people come to their senses. They come back to the light and we start treating everyone else as if they were ourselves. Because at the highest level of things, it is divine oneness. We are all just fractals of source. The more you meditate, the more you spend time on that internal plane of existence, that mental plane, that astral plane, the emotional plane, the more you understand and the more you feel and see yourself in other beings. I have a practice where I try and see Christ in everyone. I see only the good. I understand. Believe me, I understand the darkness of this world, but focusing on it is not going to fix it. You don't become a superhero to fix humanity. You do it to spread love and help it fix itself, to save itself, because it's an inside job. We all just need to embody higher states of love and compassion. And as we do that, it will ripple throughout all the lands. And we can go into a new age of prosperity and caring for other people. So that first, jeez, dude. Stay on topic. So actually, I'm going to keep this up here. So that first type is the stillness of the mind. This is when you close your eyes, okay? Or you can do this after a bit of practice. Walk in nature, go out in nature, and any thought that comes into your mind, don't react to it. The biggest mistake that I made for quite a bit of time, more than I'd like to admit, was I would actively try and destroy negative thoughts. I was like, oh, no, that's not me. But every time you do that, you're just giving power to it. Okay, you see how that works? You have a thought come in, and let's say you're struggling financially. And you have that thought coming in like, oh man, I can't go to the movies because I don't have any money. Just witness it. Just observe it. Don't argue with it. Don't fight it. Don't go into all the muddling and the muck with it. You don't need to do that. Just allow it. And you start to observe it. And as you do this, your emotional maturity skyrockets because you see how much you can actually just observe and perceive without having any type of emotion tied to it. And then when you achieve this higher level of emotional mastery and you start to become in tune with your heart center, then you can combine the powers in the present moment while you're walking throughout your day by applying high levels, that love energy, that joy energy, the happiness energy, while you're consciously taking divine action. You receive the downloads. You receive the intuition of the path that you should be walking, the next step. And then immediately when you receive the next step, you hit God with the, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. And you go to work. You go to taking that action with the feeling state of gratitude within yourself, of happiness, of joy within yourself, because you know it's already done. God does not fail. He's not going to show you something. You know, like what I'm talking about is the mind is stilled. And once that pineal gland opens up, it's a little bit more active. You will start to get these intuitive downloads. You'll start to get these thoughts. Maybe you're a visionary. Maybe you get visions. That's what I get. I get images. I get visions. I see things. And then when I see the things, I'm so grateful. The second I get out of that meditative state, I'm like, wow, this was awesome. I got to see so much. And I understand. I feel it. My consciousness expanding. I'm becoming more of my true self. And so then I take the actions that I'm intuitively nudged to doing. And since now I have more emotional control due to the meditative practice from, hours and hours of stilling the mind as these nasty negative thoughts come in, when you stop feeding the negativity, it allows the space for spirit to basically embody itself within you in a positive way. And so once the negativity is out, it allows the positivity to flow in, and then it exudes out from you. That is the energy you give to the universe, and this makes your life better. You don't meditate to be better than other people. You meditate in order to be better for yourself. You show up more for yourself, and therefore that is service to everyone else around you. Because the better you are, the better you can serve the true master. And you know who that is. You know who that is. Go and talk to him. All right? He's got a blueprint for you. He'll show you exactly what to do. And you know it's gonna work. You know it's going to work. And so when you sit within that gratitude-filled state, that happy state, that loving state, and you take these actions, you'll start to see your reality just magically start shifting in ways that you couldn't possibly conceive. You couldn't perceive before because you were attached. The mind, that mind was attached to controlling all the outcomes. When you release yourself, brother, we gotta chill. I know, I get it. There's a squirrel. You know, he used to bark, like a lot. Now he just whines all the time. He's really cute. But when I walk him and we go out with, strangers, other dogs, he sees a dog coming and he starts like whimpering and he does this little cute thing where he stands on his hind legs, he puts his paws together and he goes like this while whimpering. Whoa, okay, bud. I know. Hey, don't make me cut the video. I'm gonna forget where I am because you're losing your mind. Now this is a good example of patience. You know, I would have thought after all these years of meditating together, my dog would be more chill. But it seems he still wants to go and play with the squirrels. Okay, so to recap, part 1 of meditation is the stillness. This is eyes closed or out in nature. You are allowing good, bad, indifferent, neutral, whatever you want to call it, thoughts to just pass you by. Zero reaction. You don't have to do anything. This is the easiest and the hardest thing in life. But just an aside here from a metaphysics standpoint, tell yourself that you are a master meditator, okay? Tell yourself the present moment tense whenever it comes up and you have that negative thought, maybe throughout your day, like, oh, I'm no good at this. Always change it to positivity. So I used to do this for a while where I was like, man, I can't connect enough. I'm not feeling source. I'm not feeling the energy imbuing into me as much. And I noticed that became a belief and it held me back for a while. So always stay positive, always stay on the path, and just allow yourself the time, allow yourself the space to go into that silence for a bit and just be, just breathe. Just relax, baby, just relax. Do a little dancing afterwards. It feels nice, okay? And then the second you get out of there, you're gonna feel so calm that the next intuitive thoughts that come to you, you might start buzzing a little bit. Your hairs on your arms might stick up. You get one of those thoughts, you better do it. You better do that one, okay? That is spirit covering you, saying, I am giving you the juice. I'm giving you the squeeze. Do this. This is going to work. I have your back. You don't have to think about it. There are no problems. Your ego has created the problems. I'm going to remove them. Obstacles, that's adorable. Snap, poof, Thanos snapped out of existence. Just give your time to yourself. Allow yourself the space. That allows that intuitive ability to turn back on, and then take the intuition with that higher level of emotional mastery, combine them, take action, see wild results, magical, mystical results. Okay, so this one, if you're still here, this is going to be the more, okay, brother, you're gonna get down now because you are so warm. I got this PEMF mat, and I've been trying to get a sponsorship from them. I love this. I sit on it literally every single day. I do all my meditations on there. Sometimes I even sleep on it. So it goes up to like 180 degrees. So it's real warm. And then it shoots frequencies through you. So depending on what I'm looking to do, if I'm sleeping, I'm going to use delta waves. It helps put your brain into the sleep states quicker. Theta is the best for reprogramming your mind. So this is for meditation. Alpha, I'll sit on there and type. I'll do some work while I'm sitting on there. And then beta waves, although beta when you go through your day, you'll be in beta for the most part, but it is very helpful for recovery because it penetrates the entire body. So I like to pump the heat, throw up some high hertz frequencies, some beta waves, and shoot it through me. And I've noticed my recovery is better, my meditation's better, my sleep is better. Thing's fucking awesome. But that's an aside. My dog will sit on there and he loves it when I crank the heat. And oh my goodness, my boy gets toasty. He gets toasty. All right. So the hippy dippy. Meditation. The first one is there's nothing in your mind. The second one is there is an absolute thing in your mind. You have a desire and you focus on it in the present moment. So what I like to do is, of course, deep breathing. You close your eyes and you can say it out loud or you can say it inside your mind. Whatever the affirmation may be of the thing you're desiring in your heart to have happen for you. And you just start to visualize it. You start to see it, whether it's a certain conversation. Maybe it's a promotion. Maybe it's running into a certain individual, which I guess is just like the first thing I said. But you can use this for a specific person, a specific conversation. You want something in your reality to happen a certain way. Be careful with this, okay? Don't use it for evil, okay? There are karmic consequences for doing stuff like that, okay? But what I will say is you can back yourself out and become the observer of your own mind. So when you get into this deeper meditative space while focusing on the imaginative space, the visualization of whatever you want to achieve, you're going to see yourself already achieving it. Okay? So if it is I guess the car example is pretty easy. You visualize yourself in the car that you desire to have. And then you're driving in the car, you hear the motor, you feel the seats, you see all the design of the interior, whatever it looks like, okay? You see the roads where you live. So this isn't just like fantasy land, you're actually in it. And then you link up emotions to this. And that is where the actual true magic happens, because whatever you believe, like I said earlier, you perceive what you believe, and you program beliefs into your system based off of conscious thought linked to emotions. And your body, your subconscious, does not know the difference between something that you actually experience in the 3D of your five senses and your imagination, okay? So when you can imagine and visualize, and then you attach the emotion in your heart space of that love, that gratitude, to how you'd feel if this was achieved, then after a while of doing that, it becomes a belief. It's not a question of, oh, I want this thing, which creates separation between the two, and therefore you cannot have it. You must sit in the chair with God of what you are. He gives you what you are, not what you want, what you are. So you need to believe what you want to perceive. And so you can do that by attaching that emotion of fulfillment and gratitude of it already being here in the present moment, and it will speed up its manifestation time. Now, there is some like hippy dippy aspect to this where you can like get crazy things out of thin air type shit, okay? But more so, what happens is once you feel that internal gratitude, that fulfillment, and you've been focusing on that one desire for a long enough period of time, the first intuitive nudges, the consciousness that you get downloaded to you, spirit coming to you, is going to guide you on the path to the fulfillment of the desire, because it's yours. That's the way this game sort of works. Whatever you focus on, whatever you give your energy to, you're now going to get more intuitive nudges, more thoughts that will lead you to that belief. And this applies to everything in life. Dating life, if you believe that you are not worthy of love, if you are not deserving of love, then the thoughts that you have will lead you to taking actions that will lead to people that will not give you love. They probably also mirror your emotional internal state. So be very keen. Again, be very careful what you put into your mind and what you allow in. Your thoughts are thoughts. But emotion is the key to the subconscious, which gives birth to your reality. So be very careful what emotions you allow to run rampant. And that's why we focused on the first part of meditation of stilling the mind, so you can actually be more stoic in your response to life. You don't want life to control you. You want to control it, but not the controlling sense of like, I'm gonna strangle this bitch. Don't do that. When you hold on too tight, that forms an attachment to an outcome. Rather, have your desires. That's okay. But have your desires now, as if they're fulfilled. Don't fall into the trap of lack. Lack is you have all these external wishes and dreams and things you want to achieve, but they're off somewhere in the distance. They're not here, but they'll be here someday. Right now. Be grateful for them right now. Focus on them as if they're here right now. And imagine, I just want you to sit back while you're watching and just take a moment to think about what your day, what your life would look like if you spent a week, maybe a month, extend it out to a year, where every single thought you had relating to desires of the mind, of the soul, whatever your trajectory through life is, you approached it with the emotion state of gratitude and fulfillment, as if it's already done. Like it's already here. It's already perfect. How much easier, how much better would you feel throughout the day? And you may not believe what I'm saying yet, but once you start to see your reality shift for you and you start to perceive the things of your dreams because you've been focusing on their fulfillment in the present moment and being grateful for them, you're going to be like, wow. So what you're saying is I was attracting all the bullshit into my life because I was focused on it. I was watching too much of the news. I was listening to too many other people. Maybe you're sick consistently because you're in fear of it. Fear is an emotion. Whatever your emotions are, that will put you on a frequency. When you have the same caliber of emotions enough, it solidifies into that frequency. That frequency emits out from you. It is the energy you give to the universe. And so all the thoughts, all the beliefs that are centered on that specific frequency, that's like a file for your subconscious of what to present to you in your reality for you to perceive. That's why I keep saying you build your own prison, but you can change your thoughts and your emotional reaction to those thoughts to build yourself a beautiful palace. It is up to you, heaven or hell. It's all just a state of consciousness. That's it. There's nothing more to it. And as you get more up there in your spiritual awakening, conscious awakening, whatever you want to call it. Again, I just want to reiterate, It is not that you are better. It is not that you are different. It is not that other people are outside of you and you got to maintain all your energy. You need to realize that everyone is you. Everyone is you pushed out. So toxic people that you run into are your tutors. You get to learn from them. You get to practice your patience. You get to practice your compassion, your forgiveness, your love in difficult situations, and this makes you better. So be grateful, no matter the situation that is presented to you, to always have a good response to it. A loving response. That doesn't mean life is going to be all sunshine and fucking rainbows all the time. Of course there are down days, but down days give you perspective of how far you have come and how far you want to still go and how grateful you are in that present moment for seeing, like, man, I'm having a bad day. But I'm really grateful for this bad day because just a year ago, this was a good day. And now my bad day is because my life is great and where I'm going is fantastic. And after that, it's pure majesty. It's magical. So always, always focus on the good. You can meditate to still the mind, to master your emotions, to release some of the quarrelsome thoughts from you by just observing them, just releasing them, not feeding them so they die off eventually. They drown under the sea of the mind as it calms, which is hilarious. These bad thoughts, I guess they skipped swim lessons. Bitch asses. And then also use your imagination. Use that mental state once you have a better control of your emotions to then visualize yourself in the present moment with the receipt, the receiving, the fulfillment, the havingness. I don't think that's a word, but of your dreams, right? Feel them in the moment and then act from the divine intuition. Take the consciousness that's flowing through you and give it to the world. Everybody wants your gifts. It doesn't matter what they are. It doesn't matter. It's your gift to give. So allow yourself the space to actually believe in the fulfillment of your dreams, and that will allow spirit to take you over, to embody you so that you can act in a more fulfilling way. And I promise you, you'll love it. It won't even feel like you're doing anything difficult. It'll feel like the best day of your life all the time because you are acting from a state of gratitude and fulfillment. And it's a lovely thing when it works out that way. So keep your mind still. Don't react to thoughts. Choose the good thoughts and have a good emotional reaction to them throughout your day. But in the meditative practice, just allow thoughts to pass by. This raises your emotional mastery. So then, when bad things happen, you don't react. Because reaction is approval. You are approving of that thing happening in your reality. God does not care whether it is a good thing or a bad thing. Humans, morality is created via us. He just enjoys emotion. So you'll get bad things if you keep giving energy to bad things. You will get good things if you keep giving energy to good things. So consciously use your energy to rewire bad events into gratitude for the lessons learned. Still your mind so you don't always have an emotional reaction to everything that comes into it. And then use your imagination to focus in the present moment on the fulfillment of your dreams, and then act from that state and just watch your reality. You're going to quantum jump. You're going to shift. It's going to be wild. You're going to start seeing things magically happen. You'll see the 111s, the 222s. These are just synchronicities of the universe. It's like the universe winking at you saying, hey, by the way, you're right exactly where you need to be. I know because God sees your heart. He sees what you're thinking. You might be questioning yourself, but here's a little reassurance. Keep the path. Keep going. Stop reacting to the bullshit. Stop focusing on the things outside yourself, and more so give your energy and gratitude and love to the things that you already see within yourself. Embody that energy. Embody that consciousness. Take the intuitive nudges I give you and act on them, and I will wow you. I will move mountains for you. Okay? Do it. All right, Simon? Hope you enjoyed. Love you guys. Namaste.